I'm Opal Palmer Adisa, and I'm with CommunityNow.org, a student-inspired organization at CCAC out of the Center for Public Art. And we are looking at urban gardens, specifically in the Bay Area. I'm here at Mosswood Park, which is located at MacArthur and Webster, where there's an aquaponic garden in place. And it's ideally located in the heart of the community. It's adjacent to the basketball court, and not far from it is the children's playground. And it's being led by a number of people, but certainly foremost is Keba Konte, an incredible photographer, artist, as well as an installation artist. And he's going to be here with us talking about this garden and how one can do this in their home. There is a movement afoot greening, and Oakland is one of the greenest cities in the United States, and the attempt is to just teach people how to grow their own food so they can live healthier. So I'm here with Keba at Mosswood Park, and I want to know, when and how did you get involved with aquaponics?
Okay, well, I've been involved with aquaponics for about a year now. I met a brother from Kenya. His name is Eric Maundu. He's an engineer, and he's been doing alternative farming for about 10 years. He grew up on a farm in Kenya, and he introduced me to it. We found a lot of similar interest, and we started a startup called Kijiji. Kijiji is Swahili for village, so we call it Kijiji Grows. And basically we build and install aquaponics gardens in community gardens like this one, in the schools and people's homes. And
so is this one at Mosswood Park, which is located right at MacArthur and Webster in the heart of the community, is this the first one?
This is the first community garden that's aquaponics in the entire Bay Area that I know of. So,
why this park?
Well, this park, you know, for its historic nature, for, you know, the very central location, and it's really a beautiful park. And Oakland Park and Recreation Department of Oakland, they invited us to build the garden here. They knew what we were doing. They liked our concept. And so this is a prototype. This is the first garden that we built here behind you, and then we've just added 2 more, and soon we'll be developing much more of the garden. The other 2 are right here, yes. But before this, we've also installed them in schools, private schools, home schools, and even public school in Oakland.
So if someone wants to do an aquaponic garden, what is involved and where can they get more information?
Well, they could visit us at kijijigrows.com.
Could you spell that for people?
That's Kijiji grows.com. Or just look us up on, you can just Google Kijiji Grows or Kijiji Aquaponics. You can come by here at the Mosswood, you know, most Sundays. Every Sunday we're doing a workshop, 2 to 4, starting in December.
And if people want to volunteer, they would just come by the Mosswood Park and volunteer on Sundays?
Yeah, they could do that. They could also learn to build one. We'll be teaching workshops soon, how to garden in one. You know, if you'd like for us to, you know, bring one to your school or to do a demonstration, or someone can buy them for their own house. So there's lots of options.
And could you just say again, what's involved in an aquaponic garden? What are the elements?
So aquaponics is a combination of hydroponics, which is growing without soil, and traditionally in gravel and other grow medium like that, where the water just circulates. And aquaculture, which is fish farming, raising fish in the contained area. So, but the challenge there is the filtering the water. What aquaponics does is combine the 2 grow mediums, methods, and it takes the best features of each, where the grow bed becomes the filter for the aquaculture, right, with the fish, and the grow bed also cleanses and filters the water. So essentially, you have a tank of fish, and the fish water irrigates and nourishes your garden, and the garden cleans the water for the fish, and it just cycles. So you're using the same amount of water you began with. You're not getting, say, a lot of weeds or soil diseases, or and you get just a lot more nutrition. Your plants aren't competing for water or with the weeds, and for nutrition.
So this is really the way to go for the future.
I think so. I mean, you know, it's at least a very very practical solution to a lot of urban garden challenges. So the Inca they had gardens where they were in fish ponds, and then they were basically like floating gardens on mats. So, and the roots would be in the water, and the plants would be above. So that was, I mean, so there's lots of ancient examples. This is sort of a modern sort of configuration of aquaponics, but it's been around since the hanging gardens of Babylon. Is another example of a fish powering the growth of the plants. In China, ancient and still today, there are, you know, fish in the rice paddies. So I mean, it's an ancient concept.
We're just returning to.
We're just returning, you know.
Yes, as
I mean,
advance,
yes.
we come back.
Yes.
As we advance, we come
And
back.
we're looking for solutions.
Exactly.
And sometimes those solutions, you know, are in their past, and sometimes they're not so complicated. Sometimes they're just simple, and it's a different way of thinking about some very simple materials to achieve some results.
Excellent. So folks, come on down to Mosswood Park and get more information about aquaponics. And now we're going to have your lovely daughter feed the fish.
Yes.
So do you talk to the fish when you feed them?
Yeah, sometimes.
What do you tell them?
Well, me and my mom, if you say something, they'll come over to you because they can smell the food. So, yeah. I mean, sometimes I just say, like, it's ready for food time or something, because since I have 2 dogs, so I'm used to that. But that's kind of all.
What do you think about this garden, and how do you think other kids your age should get involved, and why?
I think they should because, one, it's a learning experience for them. It's fun, and I know most kids like fish, and these fish usually last a really long time. So you get to have them longer than usually when you get them at the fairs and then they die the next day.